Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Edna White, your host, and today you are on Keeping It Real on Purpose. Now, this is the place, yes, I can tell you, this is the place where we come together with real talk about real issues and struggles in life, relationships, and business on purpose. Can you imagine that, talking about something on purpose? Again, this is Edna White, and I'm your host. And today, our guest is Roxanna Blair. She's an online business coach and a podcaster. Welcome to Keeping It Real on Purpose.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Roxanna, before the show, my audience always know that I'm always talking everybody up before the show. We had a great conversation, and I want to know, how do you show up in the world to these online businesses and coach them through what they have to go through?
Well, for me, I show up definitely as myself. That's
Ah,
first and foremost. I am a mother. I still work a 9 to 5. I have 2 kids. So I have a busy life. I have a husband. We are like all over. But
uh-huh.
I want to show other mothers how it's possible to have your own business, even if you are a busy mom, even if you are a mom, doesn't mean that life stops there and there's nothing else you can do. No, you can still have your entrepreneurial ambitions. Maybe you still want to start a business. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to start a course.
Mm-hmm.
It's important for me that women understand that we can do everything.
Right.
And I do like the term, oh, we can have it all. Yes, we can have it all, maybe not all at the same time, but it's all about prioritizing.
Yes, it
So
is.
just don't hold yourself back. I believe that we can do whatever it is that's in our
Whatever.
heart.
That's right. Whatever is in our hearts. And we're the creators of that. It sounds like you're talking about creation,
Yeah.
um, creating, like you said, I'm a mom, I have a husband, and that doesn't count out my dream of being an entrepreneur.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so I am going to be at devil's advocate right now.
Oh God, I'm getting scared.
I come to you. I call you up, hey Roxana. Listen, I got a husband, 7 kids, not just 3. I don't see no room. I don't got enough hours in the day
Hmm.
to be an entrepreneur. I have a dream. Let me just tell you this. I have a dream of creating the best juice there is. But I don't have where do you find the time?
Yeah.
Now, Roxana, how could you help me?
I always start with everyone has 24 hours in the day. I have not yet met the person who can say, yeah, I have 25. Oh, no, I only have 20. No, everyone, including the
Hmm.
Queen, including Beyonce,
Hmm.
everyone has 24 hours in a day. So
Yep.
let's start with that. Then we look at how are you spending your 24 hours? Because we can all say, oh, we're busy. I have 5 kids, I have 3 kids, I have 7 kids. It doesn't matter. You need to work with what you have.
Right.
Because like for me now, I have a newborn. So I
Oh.
don't have, and I love time management. It's part of my course as well.
Uh-huh.
But my time management is just adjusted now because I have a newborn, but it doesn't mean that life stops because I have a newborn.
Right.
So it's all about reprioritizing whatever it is that you do. So if you have your 7 kids and you
Hmm.
still want to have your own company, it's possible. But let's look at how are you dividing your day?
Okay.
Where are you focusing your attention? Because maybe you're spending the time on things that don't really move the needle. So it's
Right.
better to then look at, okay, this 30 minutes, maybe I can spend this 30 minutes differently. I'm
Hmm.
talking 30 minutes because now I'm working in like nap times.
Right. Right. Right.
So
Exactly.
you have to work with what you can do and not start with I can do it and I'm so if you start
Right.
with that, it's never going to work because the thing is it starts with your own mindset. If you
Right.
believe you can do something, you can do it. If you believe
Right.
you cannot do it, you definitely cannot do it. It
Yeah.
won't work.
Yeah. Okay, so now you got me all excited. I'm all excited. All excited. By the way, what's the name of your company?
It's just Roxanna Blair coaching.
Oh, now that's even getting me more excited. Now, how do I get started with you? Where do you start? How do you start working with someone like the example that I've given you?
I first always have a clarity call with people so that I know what your goals and your aspirations are. Why do you want to start a company? Is it important for you? Is it really important for you?
Okay.
What do you think you would benefit from working with me?
Mm.
Because I know what I can bring to the table, but I
Right.
need to know that you actually want to work with me. And then
Right.
if I see the energy is good, then we can definitely work together. We set up a plan, and I have the accountability accelerator course, which is like a 3-month course where I go through everything starting from mindset, time management, goals, social
Right.
media, marketing and sales, everything you need to start your own online business. So
Okay.
we can start from the beginning all
Mm-hmm.
the way to actually having your company set up,
Right.
your online business set up. And that's how I know people will get everything that they need because I walk them through this. I've done this myself. I've
Mm-hmm.
started a business myself, and I've helped others do this, do their business this way. So
Okay.
that's how I start to work with people.
Okay. And I heard you say something. We go through a clarity call to see if we can work together. So what you're
Yes,
saying is it's possible you may not
yeah,
work with everyone.
yes, it's definitely possible because I think, money is not everything. So I just don't say, oh, I want like 10 customers and I'll take whoever. If I already see that the person is like not motivated at all, they just like have some random thing and then they just like, oh yeah, I think about it, then we're not going to be able to do it. I'm not going
Right.
to force you. And I think when you start with somebody and you have to force them for everything, it's going to be like that throughout the
Right.
whole coaching process. How you start is how it will be during the course. So
Right.
I like to work with motivated people who know that they want to accomplish something, but they just need help.
Right.
That's how I decide who I work with.
Yeah. They just need help. And they have to know that they need help, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And the thing is, you can't help people who don't want to help themselves.
Right.
That's just what it
Yeah.
is.
Because you end up putting more in than they put
Yeah.
in. And
Yeah.
then you feel defeated because you didn't help them. So
Mhm.
it's always good to say, like you said, the clarity call. I don't think we're going to work. We're not going to work well together. What I need you to do, and I know you probably have something like that, is an alternative. Why don't you read through this, this booklet that I have? And
Exactly.
you know, if you feel,
Exactly.
that this booklet can help you, and think about the things that are in the booklet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Back to
mm-hmm,
me,
mm-hmm.
and then you might just be ready because they have to be
That's it.
ready. You have to be
They
ready.
have to be ready.
Mhm.
Like always, I have like for free on my Instagram, there's a link in my bio,
Uh-huh.
7 essential questions that you need to ask yourself
Right.
before you start your online business.
Yeah.
That PDF is there for free because I want people to think about it.
Hmm.
These questions are essential because I know how much difference it can make if you really
Right.
think about certain questions before you just like start and stop now.
Right. Right. And you get a lot of start and stop. And let's talk about what you just said, start and stop. You do have clients sometimes that start and stop, right?
Mhm.
They start, you get them like chug, chug, chug. I think I can. Then they get up to the hill and there, and then it just like up, they just put on the brakes.
Yeah.
Where do you work with them once you've got them moving? And like say you worked with them 3 months, and then all of a sudden now they're there that and they're stuck again, and they
Yeah.
come back to you. What's the first plan of attack when you have a client like that?
We'll first need to go to the root cause because
Hmm.
I mean, life can happen,
Right.
things can happen where whatever happens, and that made you have to like maybe twist things around a bit.
Right.
But we need to look into the root cause, because if you don't know what the reason is, you don't know what the root cause is, you're gonna let it happen again.
Sure.
Maybe there's something that you are counting on this person. Okay, maybe next time you need to make sure that you are able to do things without only counting on this or this or this person, but can you do things from within? Can you do things yourself? Or
Right.
maybe you need to have a different person to count on. Maybe you need a different team member. Maybe you're starting to do everything yourself and you're getting overwhelmed, because that's what happens a lot with mothers. The overwhelm is just a high risk. So what can you source out? You don't have to do everything yourself. And getting an extra person to help you, it doesn't need to cost $1 million to get extra help. Like for me, I have a virtual assistant because I know how busy I get, and I just think certain tasks I don't need to do everything myself, because the thing is, when you start your business, usually you have a bigger vision. Like my business is here, it started, but it's not near where I want it to be. It's my vision is that it will be a legacy business. So it's there for my children. So if I see it like that, that means I need to start seeing myself as a CEO. If I am the CEO of my business, my CEO, like at the company where I work for, they're not concerning themselves with every tiny task. They're not. So if you want to scale your business, you need to have a bigger vision. And sometimes that means you need to invest. It doesn't mean that you need to like go broke trying to invest like the whole world. But sometimes that little, maybe 1 hour or 2 hours a week, can take some tasks from you, if that's what the cause. So if just look at the root cause and find a solution.
Right. And I always say this, audience, this sounds just like me, right? Invest in your business, work on your business, not always in it, because CEOs do not work. They work on their business. They're always at the next venture. That's the 33 ways to make money. They're on that 33rd. Like, okay, how do we make more money? How do we make this a bigger vision, But usually when we start, mothers and people who are single, whoever wants to start a business, we always start working in our business. And I know when I got a coach myself for marketing, right? Girl, I did not. I was bucking and screaming like, I don't want nobody to they can't do it like I can do it. I found out it was nothing but control. Control. And I had
perfectionism.
I had to admit it to myself, and then I had to call my coach and say, I don't want to lose control. Yeah, I get it. Okay. But I gave over control to someone else. And I'm telling you, my business expanded, because now I'm focusing on the other 33, the other 32 ways to make money. So what did I really want to do? What did I want? Did I want to be a speaker? I thought I did, but I was like, no, I'm an instructor. I'm a teacher. Hey, let me do that.
That's your zone of genius. You need to stay.
Why do I want to be? I am speaking, but why do I want to go to these larger forums? Why did I? And I was like, oh, that's just what other people say. So, because if you're an author, speaker goes along with it. And then I had to learn through this, learning what I really wanted. That was the big question. What do you really want your business to look like? What do you really want? Forget about what anybody said. What do you see for it?
Exactly. You have to know that, because if you're just copying some goal because you heard it somewhere, you're not gonna do it with your heart. You're not gonna do it because you're passionate about it, and you're gonna stop. You have to know why you want something.
Yeah. And I think as women in general, we don't know what we want. No, seriously, because we are so busy, after we get 12, then our parents or our caregivers start telling us what we should do. You know, and that traumatizes us. Like, oh, we want to be that, you know, I don't want to be a lawyer. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. But that's what my mom told
Yeah.
me, and I was going toward it. And when I got the degree, I was like, oh, these people are not nice. They were not nice. I was like, I don't like this career. I just don't like it. I will not, continue. I was in business school. I was like, this is a cutthroat. Well, this is horrible. So we start getting all these vibes from everybody around us. Then if we're churchgoers, we get the vibes from somebody else in church. We get that vibe. Then we get the vibe from, we get our little group of friends. Oh, you should go for your PhD. And you got all this stuff going on, and you don't know what you want, but you know you want something. You're not sure, you know that there's something growing in you, but you don't know what it is because of all the stuff that's being fed to you. But once you answer that question, what do I really want? And that's in my book as well, The Big Ask. What do I really want? Everything just takes off.
Yeah.
You know what you really want. And that builds your confidence up. Like, yeah, that's what I want. I can't what anybody else want. Right. I just told you before we got on, you're from the Netherlands, right? And that's on my wish list. Now, most people say to me, why you want to go to the Netherlands? Don't worry about it.
I want what you want.
Yes, I want to do. Yeah. You want to go with me or not? Because I'm going. Like, so it's not. It's what I want to do, and that gives you so much confidence. Like, it really does. It gives you so much confidence. I could see how what you're saying for your business, how you inspire the moms, because I can remember going to school, college, and having 2 kids, working and modeling, and I was a lunatic. I was like, how does it even fit? Like, like crazy, right? And could you imagine feeling like there's a business inside of me, like I'm an entrepreneur? It was inside me, I could feel it. And I'm like, what the heck do I do? You know, and hearing what your strategy is for the moms is exciting, very exciting. So where are you calling from right now?
London.
Hey.
In the United Kingdom. So yeah.
How you liking that? Is it a new move?
Like it. I do like it. I've been here now for 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't go back. The only reason why I go back is for my family. But I mean, I like London, especially. I like the United Kingdom. Sometimes, with the politics and stuff, I'm like, I don't even want to get involved.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's really a great city to live in. I'm a city girl. Like in Netherlands, I lived in Amsterdam, so it was also in the capital. Here in London, here in the UK, I live in London. This is like, there's so many opportunities here. Yeah. And even now with online, there's so many opportunities pretty much everywhere, as long as you have internet. But yeah, I love the way that even for work, for career, there's so many opportunities, because I mean, Amsterdam is great, Netherlands is great, but I noticed the more I grew the career ladder, the more I was coming like the only person of color. I'm like,
yeah. And how does that play into you being a life coach and doing your job as a life coach? How does being the only woman of color sometimes in a room?
Yeah, I mean, now here in London is a bit better. I wouldn't say super, but I think it is a bit better. For example, now I'm in leadership where I work. Right. In the Netherlands, I was in the same position and trying to climb up, but I've never got that higher role. Yeah. So, and reasons being whatever, but yeah. And now I do see that there's more people of color. I still am like one of the few in leadership, women of color. Yeah. The higher you go, the more white the
Yeah.
room gets.
The more white and the more they want to white you out, because
Yeah,
they don't
so
give you that
I
leadership.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm kind of used to it,
Hmm.
but the thing is, I like my job. That's the benefit. I see my job as my investor because it
Hmm.
really helps me also build my business.
Right.
But I just think it impacts you because there's so many ideas you have as an
Right.
entrepreneur, and when you're in a job, you are restricted because you're just there to do the job. And
Yeah.
I've now accepted that, and I'm not trying to struggle and get the whole company to change everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, man, that's not gonna work. I'm like, I
It's
do
true.
know that they're working on it now. Most companies are now like inclusive and
Yeah.
diversity and da 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 da. So that's good, but I'm not like expecting everything to change.
Yeah, right away. Yeah. But I know that you have a plan to move into your business full time. So
Yeah,
it's a strategy plan. Like
yeah,
for myself, it was the first time I was ever working in the 20 something years because I've always owned my own business. So when I started working for someone, that's a culture shock for me. I'm always the boss, I'm the
yeah.
boss. Like I'm telling you what to do. So it
Now
was
you have to answer.
definitely a culture change for me. And I definitely had to kind of fall back and kind of listen.
Yeah,
But being in a leadership role as a Black woman, there is a lot of microaggressional words and
yeah,
acts and behaviors that you're going to experience that you
yeah,
don't want to experience.
yeah,
And I was the first time, honestly, I could say, even in my own business, I didn't have to put up with that.
yeah,
I said something, and I worked in real estate. And so that was a male dominated,
yeah.
industry. And any male talk to me any kind of way, they had it. They got it.
Uh-oh.
No. We're not talking like that to me.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I didn't care. I would walk away from the situation. So I had that um that chance to change it because I was that type of change agent. And I would teach them, listen, this is what you got to do. This is how you got to speak. This is what upsets me.
Yeah,
And so I've always had a great career as a real estate broker, and
yeah.
that's very, you have the brokers, all male industry, then you have a little group of women, and then they have their own little nasty attitudes. So it's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, where do we win? Where do women of
I'm
color win?
telling you, uh,
Where do we
sometimes,
win?
but
You
the
know?
thing is, you have to kind of learn how to deal with it. And
Mhm.
I know how to, like, I can do the networking and socializing
Right.
for
Hmm.
work, but I'm very private and reserved as well when it comes to, I don't get involved with like
Right.
office gossip, and
Yeah.
I don't like spit out my whole life story. People are
Exactly.
always
Me
like,
too.
oh, you're so quiet. Oh, why are you listening to? Because I'm always like listening to a podcast or whatever
Me too.
when I'm at
Yeah.
work. I don't like,
I don't mingle. I don't
yeah,
mingle
I don't
because they're
mingle
not
if
my
it's not
lifelong friends.
necessary. Yeah, I'm
They're
like,
not my lifelong friends. You
no,
know.
I
Mm.
really have like, this is my colleague and
Yeah.
these are my friends, or
Yes.
this is my
Absolutely.
private
And
life
I
and
think
that's my
that's what we have to
professional.
get to. We have to
Yeah,
get to that they're colleagues,
yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah,
We're
and I
here
know, I
to
do
get a job
understand
done,
because
and that's it. That's
the
really
thing is,
it.
some people in my team even they're very social and they go, "Let's go for drinks" or "Let's go to the gym," and I'm like, when I'm done, I'm done. I don't get paid enough.
Right, right. Because you know what? I think being the only Black woman in the room, you
Yeah,
start thinking, if they're acting like this, can you imagine going out and adding alcohol to it?
yeah.
We're a little smart, we're like, mm-mm. As minute you say
Honestly,
something that's out the way, it's gonna be hell on wheels. I'm
I
telling
don't,
you.
I
No,
don't
no,
do it.
no.
People
No.
always like,
And you know, and you know.
some people don't mind. They even, we have business event, work events and stuff, and there's free alcohol and stuff, and
Right.
people get like drunk,
I
and I'm
know,
like,
yeah.
that's not gonna happen because
No.
you're not gonna be talking about me any type of way. I know how
No.
it goes.
Very, very true. You're not doing that. You're not doing it.
I'm not doing
So
it.
again,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
carrying around the same drink all day. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we
watching
can
you.
have fun. It
Yeah,
can be
I'm
fun.
having a
We can
great
like
time, but
dance,
the
great
minute that I
time.
see
But
that you're like a little weird, then I'm like, okay, I'm walking away from this. And I
yeah,
only stay but so long, you know.
yeah,
I only stay
me
but so
too.
long.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to be the last person leaving, and I don't
No,
have to be the
child. And I don't
drunkest
have to have
person.
every drink. I don't.
Mm-mm.
You
That's
know,
how you deal with
you
it,
have to.
that's how
You
you
have
just deal with it. You
to.
cannot.
Yeah,
And
it
also,
is.
I just think when you're in certain positions, I don't want to put myself in a position that people think, oh, she's the leader of that thing,
Common.
but did
Yeah,
you know
very
she did this,
common,
she did
right?
this?
Common knowledge to say
No.
anything they want. And see, that's the scary thing when you're dealing with the workplace and racism and diversity and inclusion. Is it part of that? The makeup of the workplace. You run into we're always thinking, no, I don't want to get mixed up like that because if this is what I see here. I
Hmm.
know that I can't deal with it here. So now I have to not be myself. Isn't it almost like that? Like at a workplace that you have these challenges, it's almost like you're not yourself.
Yeah, I think there's a certain, you can be yourself,
Hmm.
but there's a certain way that you act at work and that you
Hmm.
act in your private setting.
Yeah.
It's not that you have to change all the way or not be
Yeah.
who
I know
you
what you
are,
mean.
but at the same time, I know, like, I was raised that way. My father, my mother always, you have to work 2 times harder and you have to do
Yeah.
this.
That's it. That's it. They told me that too. I
Yeah.
was like, I told my mother I was 12. I said, I'm not working 2 jobs.
But it's so ingrained in us that
Yeah.
you cannot be acting any type of way because you're already black. So in school,
My
at
mother told me
work,
the same thing.
don't act like a fool because people you're not gonna get the job, or you're not gonna,
And
I
we're
don't
not
know.
fools though. I will say that I could say to you, I could say, and I could look at you the way you even present yourself. We're not fools. What they were doing is trying to protect us. Because
Yeah.
if we are humorous and joyous people, some people don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Like they don't know. I have two business partners and I love them, on a project that we're doing for entrepreneurs, right? I'm one of the facilitators. So, and I could say this about them, they're two white men, and one Tom always says, I'm a white old man, so I can share with them that, that if they say something that's not is offensive to me and they don't even realize it, I
Mhm.
give them education
Yeah.
and they're open to understand it. So I said, um, I said to him, Tom, one day, he's like, I didn't know he was in music. So he did this rap one. And I was like, oh, Tom, you got some little spiff to you. So, so I said, you should make this into a rap. He did it. And he's like, it's one of the most amazing things he did. He got it professionally set. And now it's part of our intro when we come in as far as our group, which is
Mhm.
amazing because just a little bit of understanding and being open to that
Mhm.
changed the dynamic of our
Yeah.
relationship and his business itself. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So we can be ourselves. I think
Yeah.
we can be ourselves because we have the professionalism.
That's the thing.
We have I want to say, what is it when a queen, what does a queen have? What is that? I can't even remember the word. The queen has, the queenism, that
Yeah.
we have that type of nature about us. You know what I'm saying? And women who are starting businesses, no matter what traumas they ever had, they have that thing about them that
Mhm.
I'm a lady.
Yeah.
And that's something you can't take away. No matter what traumas or what issues you have,
Mhm.
lady, it's there. It's
Yeah, it's all in your attitude as well,
yeah,
you know.
exactly. It
How
is.
you carry yourself, that's how people will
Right,
also react to you.
right.
And you will know, at least I think so. People, my management, my colleagues, they respond to me in a certain type of way because they know what I bring to the table.
Oh
They
yeah.
know they
Oh
can
yeah.
count on me. They know. how good I am as an employee.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
then, because you have already proven that, people are not going to mistreat you just out of spite. I
Yeah.
don't think, of course,
Not the
there's people.
genuine people, I will say, not
Yeah,
the
yeah,
genuine people. You will have, I know on my past employer, you will have people who are just not well. They're not well. They're not healed individuals. They don't know how to treat other people,
yeah,
and they don't have it in them, even when you're trying to impart it to them. They don't
yeah,
have it in them to receive. So, in those instances, you have to say, "Well, goodbye. I'll see you later."
yeah.
You know, you have to. You can't be mistreated. That's
No,
you know um that's throwing your pearls before swine. People who don't get it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely. You don't need to stay in a situation if it's definitely not bringing
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
any.
When it becomes harmful for you and the other person, and
Get
then
out.
get out. It's time to go. I told my doctor. My doctor said, "Do you feel like hurting yourself?" I said, "No, but I do feel like hurting other people." He said, "No, I get you." I said, "Oh, let me tell you the truth. I want to put my hands all over them. So I don't want. You need to give me some medication or a regimen, or give me time off or something, because I do
Yeah,
want to hurt somebody." So
yeah,
he was laughing. It's like, as long as I've known you, Edna, you've been really candidly truthful and honest.
yeah,
And I was like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I don't want to hurt myself. No, I want to hurt them. I want to blacken their eyes."
Then it's time to step back.
Yeah. So yeah, he said, "I want you to think about this. But I think it might be time for you to exit, because I've
Yeah.
never heard you like this." I was like, "No, mm-mm." Usually I can take myself out of a situation. I remove
Mhm.
myself after I tell you, you know, how that bothered me, and this is how you're going to handle me from now on, if you
Yeah,
choose to do business with me. And
yeah.
then I walk away so I can calm down a little bit, because I don't know what sign you are, but I'm a Scorpio, so I can tell you.
Pisces.
Oh Lord, you're a water sign too. Yeah, yeah. So I can tell you, water signs are dangerous. You don't know
Yeah,
which way they move in, and at least with the wind goes north, south, east, and west. We can
that's
go
the thing. I can
typhoon. We can be
cool and calm
typhoon. Can
until,
be calm. Yeah, we can be totally calm,
yeah,
but we can change like this. We
yeah.
can change. Don't get the current
Don't
wrong. Okay, don't get it
don't get
wrong.
on my wrong side, because even people always, oh, you're so cool and calm and you're so quiet. You're
Hmm.
so, and then I don't know, maybe they've met me in a different, I think, like privately is not
Yeah,
that, but I know with work, some colleagues, they just like to get under your
yeah.
skin.
Oh, yeah. They'll try. They'll try to see what you're made of.
Mm.
Like they'll say,
Then
like,
I'm like, okay, let me just breathe and take a second before I reply to your
before you
email,
reply.
because
Yeah,
if I reply now,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna
And people in general are not used to genuine people. So
yeah.
you can. Somebody asked, like one time I was in the store, Macy's, and so this woman assumed that I worked there. So she said, "Excuse
Right?
me." Yeah, she assumed I was buying a dress from there. She said, "Excuse me, what do you think about this dress?" I said, "It's ugly. You're too pale for it, and you need to put it back in."
Right.
Right? She's like, "Do you work here?" I said, "No," and I walked away. But see what I mean? And when people can't take genuine honesty, and I was being
Yeah.
honest with her. She was very pale and she had a purple dress on. I was like, "No,
Hmm.
it doesn't look
It
good.
doesn't work.
Put it back in
That's
the."
the thing. But sometimes you have to, you know, like I get all the time. I don't know if you know, like this characteristics test, the color test.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah,
And yeah, I have a red personality, so very direct,
yeah.
very like,
I'm red too. I'm red.
yeah,
I'm
get to the point,
underneath.
let's
I'm red too.
go.
Red.
Yeah. And so sometimes I get, oh, you're so direct. And especially since here in UK, oh my God, the British like are really, 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 really polite,
Uh-huh.
but more like politically correct polite.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, because I'm Dutch are also very direct. So it's my background and it's just my character.
And people, yeah, right, exactly. All of
And
that
I'm like,
matters.
don't ask me a question if you don't want to know the answer.
You sound like me. Don't ask the question if you don't want a direct answer. Don't ask it. Just keep it to yourself. Hold it. Because if you ask me, I'm going to give you an answer you don't want, then you're going to be mad, and I can't help you. You asked me a question. What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
And I used to say, when people ask, you're about to ask me a question, I said, do you want me to tell you the truth, or you want me to tell you what you want to hear?
Yeah.
Which one is it? So they laugh. Okay, Edna, I'm not going to ask you the question. Okay, all right. You know.
That's why, you know, but people know me, and even people who work with me as a coach, they know me. I'm very direct. These are my expectations. So whether it's in my 9 to 5 or whether it's in coaching, I show up with my character. I cannot change that because that's not what you want to hear. If that's not what you want to hear, and maybe you're just not ready to make a real change in your life.
Exactly.
So
as life coaching, you have to be very open and honest with people, because you have to ask ask them questions that they got to really answer open and honestly.
Yeah.
So this has been a very good conversation. We've had some fun. We had some laughs. We know about your business now. How can my audience now find you and locate you on the internet?
So I have a website, which is actually being rebuilt now. So it will be back online in 2 days. RoxannaBlair.com. And there you can find all my services. And on social media, I am mainly on Instagram. And that is at the Roxanna Blair, so THE before my name. So Instagram, that's where you find like a lot of freebies as well. I have content there almost daily where I post any type of topics to do with building a business, building an online business as a busy mom, any type of thing to do with children, with mindset, with social media, goals. That is on my Instagram. Definitely send me a DM. Say, hey, I've heard you at Edna's podcast. Let me know you found me there.
Yes.
But yeah, that's where they can find me.
Okay, that's exciting. Okay, so we're gonna look for you, Roxanna Blair. Who is an online business coach. She coaches moms who want an online business. Now, all you moms out there, are you listening, who want an online business? This is the coach for you. All right. And she's also a podcaster. So look for me on her podcast. We're going to be working. We're going to be working together. Well, it was a blast having you here, Roxanna. And I thank you all the way from Long Island, New York to London, the UK. You know, I thank you so much. And I just want you to be blessed and keep doing what you got to do. And let's stay in contact.
Definitely. Thanks for having me. It was a great conversation.
Thanks, audience. You could be anywhere else, but you're here with us today. And we thank you for that. Bye for now.